Why do you want to be a PJ? That question was asked to me back when I signed my contract. It was actually asked by somebody in the media. I was at a big special warfare recruiting liaison past test event thing, right? And they had us all in the bleachers, and the media would pull you aside and they'd talk to you and they'd ask you questions. They asked me, why do you want to be a PJ? I didn't really have an answer at the time because the only reason I was there was to test my merit, right? I wanted to pick the hardest job that I could find in whatever respective branch that I was going into and do that job. So I told the recruiter, I'm like, look, I'm just a kid who can run fast, swim, and do calisthenics. But if I can do this job, I owe it to my country to do this job, right? So there was no backing out for me once I signed on that dotted line. I was asked that question again in Indoc. I didn't have an answer at this time, right? It's been at that time it was 6-7 weeks of just getting our dicks kicked in. And our proctor pulls us aside and they're like, hey, why do you want to be a PJ? Right? Each person, their answer was pretty much the same. Save life and aid the injured. I want to bring my brothers home. I want to do this. I want to do this. All pertaining to doing the actual job. I didn't have that answer. My answer was, I'm just honored to be here training under the people who've actually done this job. Right? But again, I didn't have my own internal why. Fast forward a bit more, right? Graduate, first deployment, second deployment, third deployment. 10 years down the line, I'm an instructor at the PJ Schoolhouse, and I still don't have my own internal why. All I have is that others may live. I began to think that that was my sole purpose for existing, and it was tearing me down, right? Because even when you do this job, when you actually go out and do it, it feels great in the moment, feels great for a couple weeks after, but eventually that goes away. It doesn't feel as great anymore. You know you made a difference, but it doesn't, the butterfly feeling of being in love, it's not there anymore. Because it requires that why. Living under the motto requires you to actually do the job and keep doing the job. The problem with being a rescue and recovery asset is things have to go really wrong for you to be able to do your job. So the moments of you actually going out and doing it are pretty far in between. It's spaced out, right? It takes a whole class of 40 people to graduate for one person to get the mission of a lifetime out of that class. So think about that. So while you were embarking on this journey, this incredibly selfless journey of becoming a pararescueman or joining the military and going into special operations, find your why. Not the why that the military has dictated on you, not the why, not the creed that PJs live under. Find your own internal why. Great place to start is Simon Sinek's Find Your Why. Read it, sit down with a friend, and figure it out, man. Have your own internal why. My why now is to inspire you to go out and do what you want to do. To inspire others to live a purposeful life. That is my why. Find yours.